Look, that's making me excited. We are a rest day, so we can't get too excited because I'm gonna log off here and then want to turn on the TV and see what's going on, and there'll be nothing. So you just gotta keep it controlled. Need to sleep well. So we've got a flat stage, a mountain stage, a flat stage, a flat stage, a hilly stage, a mountain stage. That's a mixed bag.
Yep.
Do you think the GC will chop and change over the next week, or will our eyes be looking at something else? The King of the Mountains, the green jersey, the Australians, the stage wins. What's going to keep us glued to the TV
Mm,
this next week? Do you think?
it's a very, very good question. And I do think that there is potential for the GC to change. And I think that the two areas that it could potentially or change are on stage 11 with that double ascent
Mm.
of Mont Ventoux. And then I think the second opportunity is on stage 13, which is just under a 220 kilometre stage. So, I mean, it's unlikely that a breakaway gets away with a GC rider, but we could see some attacks really launched at the end of that stage with some GC hopefuls and their train and just see
Mm.
what happens. I highly doubt that it will happen, but with about 220 k's of riding, you truly never know.
Mm.
But yeah, I do think that there is potential for major changes to happen on stage 11. So I think if you're going to watch one stage of the tour this year, make it that one.
Stage 11, the big dual mountain stage. How good! So to round out this installment of Can the bloody bikes, rather than picking a favourite at this point, yeah, we've got Pogacar firmly cemented as the favourite. Who is your Smoky to come out and put Pogacar to the sword?
Oh, that's a good question. Hmm. If there's anyone from the top 10 besides our man Ben O'Connor, I think that I'm going to say Vinegar. So he's currently sitting in fourth. He came in as a support rider to Roglic. He's 5.5 minutes behind. Now, whether or not he can truly give Pogacar a challenge, I don't know. But you look at Jumbo as they're constructed, they've got riders there that were brought in to support Roglic. So you've got Wout van Aert, you've got Sepp Kuss, you've got these amazing riders. If they ride in support of Vinegar, we
Right.
don't know what could happen. He's a smoky in the truest sense, and currently sitting in fourth position. Who knows?
Who knows indeed? You took mine. I was thinking Vingegaard's looking pretty good, especially given yesterday he has a little bit of a fall, gets right back up, rides as if nothing happened. It feels like he's got a lot left in the tank.
It certainly does. And I mean, just on that, if I was a rider in the tour this year, I would be worried if I was in, you know, a square meter of any Jumbo rider because it just seems that they go down at an
Oh
amazing rate in this year's tour. So
God!
if I was riding and I look up and I saw one of them in front of me or to my side, I would be getting out of there real quick.
I think you're right there. Poor old Tony Martin's falling at every opportunity he gets.
I think he might be the first cyclist to come out and instead of lycra, he's just got bandages because he is covered in it at the moment.
The human mummy, Tony Martin.
Exactly, exactly.
Right, to combat your Vingegaard, who I was going to say if you didn't, I'm thinking what we're going to. I think yesterday was telling in terms of challenging Pogacar because Ben O'Connor gets on this break. No one really knows who he is, and UAE elects not to necessarily reel him back at all. Sure, Quintana was on that break as well. You know, some people who could be challenging, but there was no one they thought was a big threat, right? So I think the Smoky to take out has to be one of those big threats. Now, this isn't necessarily someone no one knows, that is Wilco Kelderman. We all
That's
know
a
who he
great,
is,
great choice.
but he's currently sitting in seventh, 5 minutes and 58. which is 40 seconds off third, right? So that's not far from a podium. That's one big day out in the saddle, maybe a couple. Maybe Pogacar cracks, maybe UAE makes a tactical mistake. But Kelderman's got legs. He's a professional rider. He's got Bora Hansgrohe behind him, a good professional team who've been doing it a while. I wouldn't be against seeing the emergence of Wilco. I like a bit of Wilco.
And Bora's got some very talented riders. They're not necessarily set up to support, a GC
Mm.
assault, but the riders that they've got could certainly act as a pseudo GC team. So he's certainly got some talent around him, that's for sure.
You're seeing every team has chopped and changed their strategy now because of the carnage that's happened, because of the Pogacar. So let's not be surprised if Bora goes for a bit of a pivot. I don't know. It
It,
would be good.
it would be great. It would be fantastic.
And Bora Hansgrohe is probably my favourite team name as well. It's just a nice name, Bora Hansgrohe.
It rolls off the tongue, doesn't
Oh,
it?
I love it. My other favourite is Trek Segafredo. I just love it. I miss Richie being on that team, to be honest.
I do, yeah. I'm with you on that one.
Alrighty, I reckon that'll do us. We've been talking for a good time. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Matt, do you have anything going on Chewing the Fat in these next few weeks?
No, well, yes. I do have an episode coming out with. I think I brought this up last time with a very good friend of mine, Chris Tormey. So we're just in the process of editing that one up in the studio, as they say. So hopefully get that out within the next week, and then beyond that, always looking for new guests. So we're just talking with a few people at the moment, see where that takes us.
Fantastic. I'm sure you're turning all the dials and making all the big calls in those back rooms of Essendon.
Certainly trying, certainly trying.
That's it, mate. Well, thanks for coming on. This has been a blast. We'll see how these next few days go. But given it's a rest day, make sure you get a nice sleep today. Don't stay up too late.